During her acceptance speech for Billboard's prestigious Woman of the Year award, pop singer Ariana Grande said that 2018 had been one of the best years of her career, yet the worst year of her life. Her tumultuous year included crushing lows such as being diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder following the 2017 bombing at her Manchester concert, the death of her ex-boyfriend Mac Miller due to an accidental overdose, and her infamous failed romance and engagement with Pete Davidson. But she also experienced soaring career highs and #1 hits, as well as being honored by Billboard Magazine's Woman of the Year award. But how is it possible for this young superstar to thrive professionally and creatively during a time when she suffered through so much pain and loss? In this video, I'm going to share the Ariana Grande lesson and explain how you can also use gratitude and self-love to protect yourself during your darkest and most difficult days and still continue to grow and thrive. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Antonio Borrello and I'm a psychologist and relationship coach. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love. So if you're interested in making your love life the best part of your life, start now by clicking the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you aren't missing anything. Okay, on to the Ariana Grande lesson. Let's start with a brief history. Ariana Grande is an American singer, songwriter, and actress who had accumulated more than 9 billion views of her music videos by May of 2017. She was well on her way to becoming the next American pop superstar. And that's where the story begins. Everything changed on May 22nd, 2017 after performing to a sellout crowd at the Manchester Arena in England. A terrorist detonated a homemade bomb as people were preparing to leave the concert. 23 people, including the attacker, were killed and scores more were injured. Hours later, Ariana Grande tweeted that she was broken. And while the singer was physically unharmed during the attack, she would go on to suffer post-traumatic stress disorder in the months following. But what happened next defied all logic. Instead of retreating from the spotlight, she stepped right back into it and hosted One Love Manchester, a concert to benefit the families affected by the bombing. More than 50,000 people turned out for the show, and a dozen other artists, including Justin Bieber and Katy Perry, flew in to perform. Ariana closed the night with a performance of Somewhere Over the Rainbow with tears streaming down her face. One Love Manchester raised over $12 million that night. But if 2017 was a difficult year, 2018 would prove to be no better. While struggling with her anxiety and PTSD, Ariana suffered through a public breakup with Mac Miller, her boyfriend of 2 years, followed by a whirlwind romance and engagement to Saturday Night Live comedian Pete Davidson, then the sudden death of Mac Miller due to an accidental overdose, and the infamous breakup from her fiancé. Yes, 2018 was another year filled with heartache and pain. But despite all of the pain and loss, 2018 was also an amazing year for her professionally and creatively. Her new single, Thank You Next, has everyone wondering how she's always coming out on top. Her fans were even firing off tweets asking who her therapist is and how they can get an appointment. Well, the secret is out. I was her therapist. Okay, I'm just kidding. I wasn't her therapist, but seriously, how does she do it? Well, she handled losses on multiple levels with amazing grace by shifting her perspective to focus on gratitude and self-love, and she was able to have the best year of her professional career. And in this video, I'm going to explain how you can do the same. Well, maybe not the singing part. Think about it. After all that she had been through publicly, it would have been easy for her to take some time off and hide out for a while. Instead, Ariana Grande says thank you next to all that life has thrown at her, and she steps forward into growth with sophistication, and she doesn't look back. If she wanted to produce music, she could have easily released a traditional heartbreak anthem that burned all of her exes. But instead of dwelling on the negative, Ariana handles loss on multiple levels with inspiring grace and self-love, and she shifts her perspective to focus on gratitude. She makes it clear that each relationship taught her something, love and patience and pain. And then she goes on to say that she's loved and lost, but that doesn't matter because most importantly, through these, she learned to love and be patient with herself. She thanks her exes for the lessons they've taught her, and she explained how she's learning to love herself instead. Instead of dwelling on what she has lost, she's focusing on what she has found, a stronger version of herself. And through gratitude, she is able to find self-love. She's really an amazing young woman who has taken time off from dating and relationships to focus on being grateful for everything she has and focusing on loving herself first. But practicing self-love is by no means an easy thing. And while everyone knows what it's like to love someone else, many people struggle to understand what loving yourself means. So stay with me here because we're going to define self-love and talk about how you can further develop it. Oh, and before I forget, are you suffering with a dating or relationship problem that you need some help with? Would you like to get my perspective or opinion on your situation? I coach people all over the world, both over the phone, through email, and through video conferencing. So if you are a subscriber and you're dealing with a dating or relationship problem, send me an email at antonioborrello@icloud.com and perhaps we can work together one-on-one. It might take me a day or two, but I will respond to all of you. And yes, it is me that's responding. I'll also include my email address in the comment section below. So back to self-love. If you're like so many people, you may have struggled to fully understand what it means to love yourself. Yes, it's a difficult concept to grasp. And psychologists define self-love as a very positive concept involving the practice of several self-enhancing qualities of thinking, feeling, and acting towards yourself. These include, number 1, self-attachment, number 2, self-affection or feeling at peace with who and what you are, along with enjoying your own company. Number 3, positive self-regard or unconditionally accepting yourself despite successes, failures, or status. Number 4, self-worth, your belief that your life is a valued possession and trusting your ability to respond to your needs. Number 5, self-knowing, the ability to see yourself from the outside, to listen to know, and to understand yourself. And number 6 is self-caring, behaviors aimed at maintaining your health and personal welfare. Defining self-love this way still makes it a difficult concept to grasp. See, trying to understand the concept of relating to yourself can seem strange, and you might even feel like you're getting in your own way. So to simplify things, I want you to think about what a healthy relationship between a parent and a child is like. And the key here is a healthy relationship. Picture yourself in the role of a parent to yourself. For example, a good parent takes pride in their child and gives them a sense of identity and belonging to the family. They are also responsive to their child's need for safety and health and happiness. And good parents are aware of what is best for their child and try to act in ways that make the child's life more enjoyable and satisfying. Likewise, when you are able to relate to yourself in this manner, you are practicing a high level of self-attachment, self-knowing, and self-caring. Can you see where I'm going with this? Self-love means that you're responsible for, you're caring for, and you're respecting yourself in each of those areas. Practicing self-love is psychologically healthy and related to confidence, high self-esteem, and taking good care of yourself. But how do you get there? Well, keep watching and grab a pen because this is how you do it. You start by committing to becoming your own best friend. It all starts with learning to be your own best friend and developing appreciation and being grateful for your blessings. And here are the steps to do just that. Number 1, get to know the real you and be grateful. People don't become best friends overnight. Instead, they spend alone time together and cultivate their relationship through honest communication and sharing. The same is true for becoming your own best friend. You must spend quiet time getting to know yourself through self-reflection and introspection. Make it a priority every day to spend 10 to 15 minutes in solitude where you simply think about yourself and your life and all that you're grateful for. Get yourself a notebook and begin writing your thoughts and journaling during this time. Writing will help you stay on task and focused on only yourself. Write about what you really like and dislike without being judgmental. Write about what drives you and motivates you, and write about your goals and dreams for the future. Take time to feel grateful for all of your blessings. Gratitude is an extremely powerful emotion that will impact your life in so many great ways. So write as if you're speaking to your future self and express your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and gratitude towards the important things in your life. Number 2, spend time doing things alone. As you journal, develop a list of activities that you can enjoy doing alone. These solo activities can be hobbies such as exercising and reading and writing or listening to great music or meditating. Practicing these hobbies will help you to appreciate your own company, it'll deepen your understanding of yourself, and help you to cultivate self-love. Number 3, practice acceptance and forgiveness. Best friends really listen to one another and offer the safety of trust as they share their true thoughts and feelings. They support one another with acceptance and encouragement, but sometimes they have to practice tough love when it's needed. It is important that you can also engage in this type of acceptance and encouragement for yourself. Being able to comfort and encourage yourself through difficult times will require regular practice. So practice talking to yourself as you would talk to a best friend. So when you're struggling or upset about a situation, think about the words that you would say to your best friend and then say them to yourself. Number 4, take good care of yourself. Okay, this one is obvious, right? We all understand the importance of maintaining our physical and psychological health by engaging in healthy eating and exercising and overall living. But taking good care of yourself also involves reflective thinking and being responsive to your body and to your feelings as a basis for taking action as best suited for you. Number 5, use the best friend test. New relationships can be exhilarating and thrilling and super exciting when things are going well. But they can also be stressful and unsettling when things aren't right. And this is when loving yourself is absolutely essential. Because when you practice self-love, you're able to walk away from people and situations that are not good for you. When you lack self-love, you're willing to accept toxic behaviors while hoping that your partner changes. People are willing to put up with so much crap. They see it, they feel it, and they know it, yet they continue to accept poor treatment and compromise their values and beliefs rather than just walking away. So, what do? How does self-love protect you from bad relationships? Well, when entering a new relationship, practicing self-love may require you to look at your life through the lens of being your own best friend. Doing so means that you take time to honestly reflect on your situation as you would if your best friend were sharing their story with you. Remember, in good times and bad, a best friend simply wants what's best for us, without a hidden agenda. When things are going well, a best friend is there to share in your happiness. But they also stand by you through tough times and challenges. And if someone is treating you badly or taking advantage of you, your best friend is there to stand up for your rights. And this is how you use the best friend test. As you begin dating a new person, you are likely to be confronted with unforeseen situations that make you feel uneasy. And when you're unsure of how to respond to these situations, you can use the best friend test to help you make a decision. The best friend test is a simple litmus test where you imagine how you would support a best friend in the same situation. Think about your best friend and imagine that they are struggling and stuck in the same situation that you are. What would you say to them? How would you advise or support them? Then say these things to yourself and act on the situation. And fight the urge to use self-justification or to ignore what your best friend would advise. Make the decision and then act on it. Using this test along with the promise to act as your own best friend will drastically reduce the possibility of entering into unhealthy relationships or situations. Your new perspective will foster a new awareness of your relationship with yourself and make it possible to recognize the things that are undermining your well-being, happiness, and success in all aspects of your life. Don't ignore your best friend's advice. We've all been there, hearing that little voice in our head telling us that something just isn't right, but choosing to ignore it in favor of what we want. It's the D word, it's denial. Our brains use self-justification and self-deception to manipulate our thoughts and behaviors to explain and defend and protect us from recognizing unacceptable truths. And when we blind ourselves to our true motivations and feelings, we unwittingly sabotage our own efforts for happiness and satisfying relationships. Don't let it happen to you. Listen to what your best friend would tell you. Make the decision and then act on it. Period. Look, practicing self-love can be challenging, especially in times when we're feeling hurt and facing difficult decisions. But by implementing these tips, you're strengthening your love for yourself and your ability to recognize the things that are undermining your well-being and happiness. Let's take a lesson from Ariana and learn from our experiences. Focus on the good and embrace the future with grace, self-love, and gratitude. Have you been in a situation or relationship that you knew was bad, but you chose to continue despite knowing? Why did you do it? I'd love to hear your story, so leave a comment and I promise to respond to all of you. And if you're interested in seeing more videos that will help you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love, make sure that you're subscribed and you hit that bell notification so that you're getting all of our videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.